Nestled in the heart of Europe, Slovakia is a country that often gets overlooked by tourists. Big mistake. This little gem is bursting with charm, history, and some of the most delicious food you'll ever taste. From its towering mountains to its charming villages, Slovakia is a feast for the senses. And the best part? It's still relatively undiscovered, which means you can enjoy its authentic character without the crowds. I recently had the pleasure of spending a week exploring Slovakia, and I was blown away by its beauty and hospitality. The people were warm and welcoming, the scenery was breathtaking, and the food, don't even get me started on the food. From hearty stews to delicate pastries, Slovak cuisine is a delightful mix of Central European flavors with a unique twist. Over the next few pages, I'll take you on a culinary journey through Slovakia, sharing my favorite dishes, experiences, and tips. So, loosen your belt, grab a fork, and get ready to savor the flavors of Slovakia. Trust me, this is one European adventure you won't want to miss. Our first stop was Bratislava, Slovakia's vibrant capital city. Perched on the banks of the Danube River, Bratislava is a fascinating blend of old and new. Cobblestone streets wind their way through the historic Old Town, where grand palaces and medieval squares transport you back in time. But don't let the old world charm fool you. Bratislava has a modern side too, with trendy cafes, bustling bars, and a thriving arts scene. We spent our first day wandering through the old town, admiring the colorful Baroque buildings and quirky statues. We climbed the tower of the old town hall for panoramic views of the city, and we even stumbled upon a charming little Christmas market, complete with twinkling lights and the aroma of roasted chestnuts. After a long day of sightseeing, we were ready for some serious eats, and Bratislava did not disappoint. From traditional Slovak fare to international cuisine, this city has something to satisfy every palate. Our first culinary adventure in Bratislava was at a cozy little restaurant tucked away in a quiet corner of the old town. We were eager to sample some traditional Slovak dishes, and our friendly waiter recommended starting with a bowl of chesnakova polievka, a creamy garlic soup served in a bread bowl. It was the perfect antidote to the chilly evening air, warm, comforting, and bursting with flavor. For our main course, we couldn't resist trying the national dish of Slovakia, brinzov halušky. These potato dumplings, similar to gnocchi, are topped with sheep cheese and bacon, creating a rich and hearty dish that's both delicious and incredibly filling. Of course, no meal in Slovakia is complete without a local beer, and Bratislava has plenty to choose from. We opted for a refreshing Zlatý Bazant, a popular Slovak lager that hit the spot perfectly. With our bellies full and our thirst quenched, we were ready to continue our Slovak adventure. From Bratislava, we journeyed eastward towards the majestic high Tatras Mountains, Slovakia's natural playground. The scenery along the way was stunning. Rolling hills gave way to dense forests, and the air grew crisp and clean as we ascended into the mountains. Our base for exploring the high Tatras was the charming town of Poprad, a popular gateway to the national park. Poprad is a delightful mix of old and new with a well-preserved historic center and a modern, bustling atmosphere. We spent an afternoon wandering through the town square admiring the colorful buildings and soaking up the laid-back vibe. But the real draw of Poprad is its proximity to the mountains. The high Tatras are a hiker's paradise with trails for all levels from gentle walks to challenging climbs. We opted for a moderate hike to a stunning waterfall, and the views were simply breathtaking. After a day of hiking, we worked up quite an appetite. Luckily, the high Tatras region is known for its hearty mountain cuisine. After our exhilarating hike, we found ourselves in a cozy mountain chalet, its wooden beams hung with dried herbs and glowing warmly in the firelight. The aroma of smoked meats and rich stews filled the air, promising a truly authentic mountain dining experience. We started with a steaming bowl of kapustnica, a traditional Slovak sauerkraut soup. Packed with sauerkraut, smoked meat, sausage, and potatoes, it's a meal in itself. The flavors were bold and savory, the perfect way to warm up after a day in the crisp mountain air. For our main course, we shared a platter of brinzov pierogi, potato dumplings filled with sheep cheese and topped with bacon and sour cream. The combination of the tangy sheep cheese, salty bacon, and creamy sour cream was simply divine. It was the kind of meal that sticks to your ribs and leaves you feeling completely satisfied. Section 6. Kosici, a tapestry of culture and cuisine. Our Slovak adventure continued eastward to Košice, the country's second-largest city and a hidden gem of culture and history. Košice boasts a beautifully preserved medieval center with grand Gothic architecture, charming squares and a vibrant arts scene. We strolled along Hlavna ulica, Košice's main street, admiring the colorful buildings and the impressive St. Elizabeth Cathedral, one of the easternmost Gothic cathedrals in Europe. We wandered through the charming craft stalls lining the street, picking up unique souvenirs and soaking up the lively atmosphere. Košice is a city with a rich history, shaped by centuries of different cultures and influences. This blend is reflected not only in its architecture and art, but also in its cuisine. Košice's culinary scene is a fascinating fusion of Slovak traditions with Hungarian, Polish, and even Turkish influences, promising a unique and delicious dining experience. Section 7. Košice Culinary Delights, a fusion of flavors. Košice's culinary landscape surprised us with its diverse offerings. We found ourselves in a charming restaurant with a mix of traditional Slovak and international flavors. We started with Sosovikova polievka, a hearty lentil soup spiced with paprika and cumin. The flavors were warm and earthy, with a hint of smokiness. For our main course, we tried chicken paprikash, a popular dish in Košice. This rich stew features tender chicken in a paprika-infused sauce, served with dumplings. It was a hearty and satisfying dish that warmed us from the inside out. We left the restaurant feeling content and amazed by Košice's culinary offerings. Section 8. Slovak Hospitality, Warmth in Every Bite. Throughout our journey through Slovakia, we were struck not only by the beauty of the country and the deliciousness of its food, but also by the incredible warmth and hospitality of the Slovak people. From the friendly waiters who patiently explained the intricacies of Slovak cuisine to the locals who were always happy to offer directions or recommendations, we felt welcomed everywhere we went. There was a genuine warmth and openness that permeated every interaction, making our trip truly special. This sense of hospitality extended to the dining experience as well. Meals in Slovakia are not just about the food, they're about sharing and connecting with others. We were often invited to join locals for a drink, share stories, and experience the true meaning of Slovak hospitality. Section 9. Slovakia, a feast for the senses. As our Slovak adventure drew to a close, we realized that we had only scratched the surface of this incredible country. From the charming streets of Bratislava to the majestic peaks of the High Tatras, from the rich history of Košice to the warmth of its people, Slovakia had captured our hearts. But more than anything, we fell in love with the food. Slovak cuisine, with its hearty flavors, fresh ingredients, and unique blend of Central European influences, was a revelation. It was a delicious journey of discovery, and one that we'll never forget. So if you're looking for an off-the-beaten-path destination with stunning scenery, fascinating history, and incredible food, look no further than Slovakia. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Pack your bags, grab your appetite, and get ready to experience the magic of Slovakia. Leave a message what place you want to see and we make it for you, and do not forget to subscribe if you want Prince Azzy to take you with him to next trip. And let's travel and eat forever.